Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Stream Squad, where we review everything streaming. I'm film critic Jeffrey Howard in Las Vegas.
I'm Tony Toscano in Salt Lake City. And hey, Jeff, this week on Apple TV Plus, it's a big one. It's a twisted thriller called Shining Girls.
There are multiple women dead over multiple decades. He's the one connecting them.
There'll be more. I don't know how. But he's been watching me since I was a kid. He's everybody. He's nobody. He's all the time.
Why are you doing this? How are you doing this?
Well, it's based on this novel. It's called The Shining Girls by Lauren Bukes, and it's a kind of genre-bending crime thriller. Elizabeth Moss is the lead, and she's on the hunt for. She's trying to connect the horrific deaths of these women throughout time, and I am the perpetrator of these crimes, and she's on my tail, and I'm kind of on her tail. We're kind of chasing each other. It's kind of a cat and mouse chase show, but ultimately the show is also about dealing with trauma and the side effects of trauma and how that affects your life, and how one needs to try and take back authorship of their own life after experiencing something so horrific. So I'm kind of really the thorn in Elizabeth's side, as it were.
And I hope that's not the case in real life, because you guys work so well together. She is a marvelous producer and a wonderful director.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable. I was just saying to, I was just on a call with all of our wonderful crew. Just she's pulling 3 jobs on this show, as you mentioned. She's the lead actress, but she's a producer, she's a director, and it does make you think that you can be doing a little bit more with your own life when you see someone so prolific. So she's incredible to be in a scene with, but also incredible to be directed by. You just have a shorthand with her when she's a director. She also does it like there isn't any entitlement to what she's doing. She's doing everything with passion. She's doing everything because she really believes in it, and it's really personal for her, all this stuff, and it's infectious, honestly. Like, when you're around her, like, you just feel like you want to give more to it, and I think everyone really felt that way on the show. Everyone's just so impressed.
You shouldn't be here.
What's his name? Who's the man who visits you?
Again, Shining Girls is available right now on Apple TV Plus. And again, Elizabeth Moss is doing 3 big jobs in this. She's the lead actress, she's executive producing, and she's even directing some of the episodes. Jeff, let's head south of the border.
Well, Tony, streaming on HBO Max, The Garcias is a reboot of the popular 90s Nickelodeon series, The Brothers Garcia. They're all grown up now with families of their own and spending their summer vacation in a fancy beach house in Mexico.
The whole point of getting a big house is so we can share it with our family.
Yeah, but it's getting smaller every single day. Surprise! Mom! Surprise!
I was able to get a last-minute leave, so George flew me out.
Is that him? Let me see.
No, it's my phone. Only I can play with it.
Se está llevando todo lo de mis mayas y mi
Well,
cultura.
Jeffrey, you were in high school when the original series debuted, and I remember the show vividly, being Generation X. Did it take years later for you to really appreciate what you accomplished with the original series?
I say that often because it really did. I was 14 when I started, and I knew we were doing something special and fun and different than what all the other shows looked like on TV for the most part. But it took well into my 20s for me to fully understand like how important it actually was, and the doors that it opened for other actors and television shows and movies and stuff like that. So to be able to get back into this reboot and recreate all of these amazing images and relationships with these people, and to add amazing actors like the 2 that we have here, it just goes to show you that this show still needs to be on TV and keep helping, you know, all these other people.
Absolutely. And Elsha, you know, your character is from a mixed marriage. It's the best of both cultures, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I feel like everyone has the best pros and cons. Not pros and cons, but you know, we all bring our baggage too. So I love that we go into Yoonjin's family as well. And yeah, I mean, it's just really just a story of everyone uncovering their identities and finding what's important to them.
And Trinity, Alexa is a future artist. Does her dad encourage her, or?
I think as Alexa, of course, I feel like he doesn't want me to follow my dreams at sometimes, but of course, Daddy Carlos just wants to protect me and make sure that I can live a happy life. Not only that, Alexa kind of experiences negative feedback to her art, so she kind of finds her identity in where she wants to be for her dreams and everything like that. Hey, run, baby! Woo!
The Garcias is streaming on HBO Max. It's about family, it's about diversity, it's about a blended family. It's a great modern take on an old family tradition.
And it also shows that we're all in the same boat family-wise. So, you know, our uncles and aunts are all the same.
They certainly are. So coming up next, Tony, I understand we have a thriller starring Omar Epps.
That's right. Omar Epps plays a guy who's trying to get out of an old life and into a new one in The Devil You Know.
I think I finally turned the corner. Dad got me this great new job driving buses for the city.
She's really nice.
You feeling good about yourself, huh?
You ain't happy for me?
It's like you and I traded places. Look out for each other.
We do what we can.
I looked at the character Marcus like if you could picture a Polaroid that's ripped apart, that has a bunch of tape on it, and then you put it back in the frame, right? So it's a long-winded way of saying he's a fractured human being. You know, this is a dude who's like, he's battling with sobriety. He's just gotten a job. He's just opened himself up to possibly having romance in his life again. And then Charles and I were like, yeah, throw a grenade on top of all of that progression and see what's happening.
I don't want to lose you to this. I don't want to lose my family.
The more missteps you make, the more messy it gets.
I really like Omar Epps as an actor. His stint on House was great. He's really superb in this movie, The Devil You Know. Check it out in selected theaters. And Jeff, what's coming up next?
Well, Tony, we're heading next on the Stream Squad. Billy the Kid from Epix. We're heading to the Wild West. Saddle up, partner.
Everybody, welcome back to the Stream Squad. I'm film critic Tony Toscano in Salt Lake City.
I'm film critic Jeffrey K. Howard in Las Vegas.
And you are in Vegas. Vegas is much part of the West. It's the Silver State. And there's a lot of history, Western history in Vegas.
Oh, not only Las Vegas, but the whole state of Nevada, from the Donner Party to ghost towns. And now, featured on the Epix channel, comes the life of Billy the Kid, from his humble roots to his days as a gunslinger in the American frontier.
Traveling west is a dangerous business.
This isn't what they said. This isn't what they promised.
I have no medicine to prescribe to heal you.
Bye, Paul. Everything is gonna be just fine. I promise.
Get away from her!
You don't need to mess up your life over something that ain't important.
It's important to me.
Well, Tom, how does one prepare to play one of the most murderous outlaws in American history? He's a damaged man, isn't he?
He is very damaged, yeah. I mean, the beauty of the show, first of all, is that you get to see him getting damaged over time. And I think that as an actor is a blessing because you don't have to come in having it all ready to go. You know, you get to kind of grow with the character. And so, you know, literally from the age of 9, where Jonah Collier is playing a young Billy. I get to see him do his thing, and then I get to step into those boots and kind of get damaged too. And so you literally get to feel it happening to you as an actor. So that's kind of a blessing. But preparation wise, I mean, I had to learn to ride because I hadn't really ridden much before. I'd ridden like twice in my life, and both times were not very fruitful. So I had to learn to ride. So that was kind of a crash course, 3-week riding kind of process. And amazingly got to a point where like Daniel and I were doing all our own stunts and doing crazy stunt sequences riding with like 100 head of cattle and stuff, which I never
didn't really use much stuntmen, really.
Not at all. No.
We did probably 98% of everything you see on screen.
Yeah, so you had to go.
This guy is hard to slow down. Tom got so good at riding. No, like actually, he got so good at riding. It was in such a short period of time. It was phenomenal.
So Daniel, you had to go to cowboy boot camp as well.
Kind of. I guess so.
Daniel's being humble. He already rides pretty well because he grew up riding a little bit. So I learned a lot from Dan.
I hadn't ridden for about 15 years, so sort of coming back to it. But it's also a different style. We ride English saddle, and they ride Western, and the horses, the way they're trained, is so different to how I've grown up riding. So there was that sort of shift, but it was mostly just trying to keep up with him. He'd already been there for a while, so I think I was on the back foot there.
And Eileen, Billy's mother, the hardships of the frontier, determined to give her boys a chance while still keeping her Catholic principles. That is just rare qualities, isn't it?
Oh gosh, I think I would hope it wouldn't be rare qualities. I think a lot of people are pretty big fans of their mothers and would say that. I think it's just maybe a rare situation. But then again, the story of immigration touches so many, and it is so relatable. So, but it's a phenomenal character, and the idea of getting to play a part like this and taking your family and heading west at this period in history was just a complete joy. I feel like, it was unbelievable.
Tell me you're looking out for someone. What's this fella's name?
Got several names. William H. Bonney, Kid Antrim, and Billy the Kid.
Believe me, I really do not want to kill you. Make sure he gets a decent burial.
Billy the Kid is on the Epix channel. It's an 8-part series. I love Westerns, and this has a lot of authenticity to it. And I know you're a big Western fan too.
Yeah, I am. I'm a huge Western fan. By the way, Doctor Strange, everybody is waiting for this movie to come out, and we have a very special, exclusive Stream Squad look at the new Doctor Strange.
I did what I had to do to protect our world.
It's pretty unfathomably exciting where we're going in this film. It's the most fantastic new phase of Marvel.
What do you know about the multiverse?
Viz had his theories. He believed it was dangerous.
In this story, we are leaping into different universes. But unlocking the multiverse creates a big Pandora's box.
You opened the doorway, and we don't know who or what will walk through it. We're in unknown territory. I think audiences are going to be startled. These other realities invite a plethora of all these new characters.
Telling the stories was such a gigantic endeavor. It had to be large because it had to not only paint a picture of our universe, but of multiple universes.
We need your help.
It was a great opportunity to pair two of the most powerful superheroes together.
It's got a sort of darker tone to it. And with Sam Raimi at the helm, he's a master of that.
We wanted the fans to go, oh, how cool. I mean, that really was our goal. We wanted to give the fans what they wanted, just not exactly what they expected. We wanted to satisfy the WandaVision fans and take them to the next level with a character they love.
It was fun just looking at it from a different perspective.
The multiverse. Viz had his theories. He believed it was dangerous.
We need your help.
It's magical. She owns that character so well. It's a very powerful performance. with a very powerful character.
In the multiverse, there are alternate versions of everyone. It gives the characters a unique opportunity to meet themselves, to recognize qualities that they may have been blind to.
The fate of the multiverse depends on us.
Tony, Doctor Strange is one of my favorite Marvel characters. I think this is going to be a huge way to kick off the summer. It's already sold millions of dollars worth of tickets before it even came out. So yeah, Doctor Strange is going to be a huge hit, I think.
And I love the way Benedict Cumberbatch approaches this role, has taken it. But I have a question for you. What does Benedict Cumberbatch and Gene Kelly have in common?
I don't know, Tony.
I'll tell you after the break.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Stream Squad. I'm film critic Jeffrey K. Howard.
And I'm film critic Tony Toscano. And as we went to break, I asked the question, what does Benedict Cumberbatch and Gene Kelly have in common?
I've been thinking about it, Tony. I have no idea.
They did their major scenes, both with 104-degree temperature. Gene Kelly in Singin' in the Rain, and Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange.
Singin' in the Rain, one of Hollywood's most beloved musicals, is getting the 4K HD treatment for its 70th anniversary. And I got to speak with Patricia Ward Kelly, the wife of Gene Kelly, about the cinema's most famous musical number.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feel, and I'm happy again. I'm singing and dancing in the rain.
Patricia,
how are you?
I am so excited to meet you. I am the ultimate Gene Kelly fan. I took tap dancing lessons when I was 8 years old because of watching Gene's movies. I wrote to him when I was 11, and he sent me this autograph picture.
Oh.
You know, he signed it to me. So I've had this since I was 12, hanging on my wall. And now, with the 70th anniversary on 4K HD, I mean, this is the best way to give fans of old and new Gene's probably the best, most beloved musical of all time, right?
It's great. And I do love as you're holding that up, I really love the new artwork for it. I think it's really fun and it's cool and kind of sexy with him. I mean, I just love seeing him like that. So that's great. And that it just continues to bring joy to people, which is what he wanted. And it also continues to, I think, inspire people. I think you're not the only little boy who wrote to Gene or little girl. And I think they just keep going. I get letters every single day, and they're all from all around the world. I have a little boy who's 3 years old named Olmo in Italy, he's just magnet. It's like a magnet. He just sees Gene and he emulates it. He got tap shoes for Christmas, and so it's a tradition that just keeps rolling. It doesn't go down at all. And I think Gene would be really stunned at that. I mean, I was with him for the 40th anniversary. We were at the Hollywood Bowl, and it was sold out. And I think that gave him an impression of the magnitude of it, but I don't think he would think it was still going.
Did you keep any keepsakes from the movie? Is there anything in your collection that was from Singin' in the Rain that Gene kept?
Well, most of the props and costumes that he had all burned up in his house fire in 1983.
That's right.
But the good news is that all of the paper and photographs, and so I'm very fortunate in what I inherited from Gene. So I have his original script for Singin' in the Rain with all of his handwritten annotations. I have his original choreography for the iconic Singin' in the Rain number. And I did buy from Debbie Reynolds, I bought the white scarf dress that Cerise wears.
I was Vegas resident for many years here. I saw her show, and she was wonderful. And I have to ask you the legend that he had 103 temperature when he shot that sequence. Now you would know true. It is true. Okay.
That one is true. That's about the only legend out there that is true. But it is true. And what I always say is you have to remember He's directing, choreographing, and starring in that sequence. So he's zipping all around. He's not just coming out of his dressing room. He's setting the camera, he's setting the lights, and doing the whole thing. So you in Las Vegas have a real connection to Gene, because David Copperfield reached out to me one day, the magician. He reached out and he said, I am an illusionist because of Gene Kelly. And we both share this passion for maintaining the history. So he's maintained the history of the illusionist, and I have the history of Gene Kelly. So we get together and we're really nerdy collectors like that.
Well, I've been geeking out this whole time with you, Patricia. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been a lifelong dream, and much success. I'll see you at the festival this weekend. And
perfect. Come to that. I'll share a few more stories. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. Singin' in the Rain 4K HD is now available. It's the best for any movie lover. It is the ultimate treatment for the world's greatest musical. Don't go away, because we have a lot more coming up on the Stream Squad.
Francis Ford Coppola, he's got a great vision.
We have to put this in the picture.
A scene about gangsters arguing over sauce?
No. Scene about family arguing over sauce.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Stream Squad. I'm film critic Jeffrey K. Howard, and I'm joined with film critic Tony Toscano. Now, for more reviews and interviews, surf on over to our YouTube channel at The Stream Squad.
And if that weren't enough, you could also find us on Twitter and Facebook.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week on The Stream Squad.